humanity is devoting more and more attention to climate change, energy, water, disease, economic turbulence and terrorism, which are all the concern of the entire world, and the solution for which are beyond the individual nation or group of nations. If SND has to provide upliftment to our humanity, if the research and development are in the areas with porous borders between them, and if the problems in the world know not of geographical borders, the education that becomes the foundation of all the science and technology, research and development also necessarily must become borderless. When I was traveling recently in an aircraft in the United States, I was told much of the country, 15 hours I have to fly to New York. Then captain called me to his control center. I was told that much of his control were software driven, most probably developed in India, fly by wire. When I presented my credit card, I was told that it was being processed in the back-end server located in Mauritius. When I walked into Software Development Center in Bangalore, about a few months back, I was fascinated to find that truly presented a multicultural environment. A software developer from China, working under a project leader from Korea, working with a software engineer from India, and a hardware architect from the US, and a communication expert from Germany were all working together to solve a banking problem in Australia. Thank you. This is a situation when I see, this is a child in Bangalore, when I see all of them working together like one family, forgetting about the culture from which they came or the language they spoke, I feel that the only hope for such a borderless interaction to continue is to inculcate the spirit of borderless in all our organizations. Now I have a few thoughts for vision for IT industry. Chandrasekhar put forth very nicely, but let me elaborate what I feel. Now I would like to suggest a vision for IT industry which enable IT sector to make higher level of contribution for managing the challenges associated with globalization and societal transformation within India of 600,000 villages. Presently, IT industry has a vision to establish India as a 21st century software powerhouse and position the country as the global sourcing hub for software and services. We find over the years the rate of growth of software industry in India has slowed down and it may continue further. To combat the situation, IT business may consider broadening the vision to become a knowledge system powerhouse instead of software powerhouse. Also, to achieve a global operation, IT sector can consider the introduction of a virtual platform for development of a knowledge product based on the national experience in engineering, design of multiple systems simultaneously working from multiple nations. Now, what is knowledge system powerhouse? I was thinking how we can provide a step input for the growth of ICT sector in the next 10 years and reach at our goals of $200 billion export target. It is possible only through certain out-of-box solutions. IT business and mission are definitely going to change. IT solution will enlarge the knowledge products and systems. For example, take bioinformatics, convergence of nano bio IT products and the evolution of a system through world knowledge platform based on the core competence of multiple nations will enable realization of the best products competitively. In such a mission, value addition and wealth generation multiplies many folds. I visualize an integrated communication infrastructure with global knowledge resources using multiple technologies such as IT, satellite communication, fiber, the integrating responsibly located nodal center. This type of a challenge will need the working together of many IT companies and multiple technologies within the country in a consortium mode and accepting partnership from many countries in the world. In the implementation process, people implementation process, the people have to, the ideas in the implementation process, people do not move from country to another. Only the ideas move as electrons in the auto system, as electrons, aerospace, as move in the automobile system, aerospace system, and healthcare system. Can our IT industry take up the challenge of such a vision and progress? Now friends, few last point I want to convey. So friends, in all areas of technology development which would bring benefit to the society at large, we need to think globally and locally. It could mean packaging technology to different specification and requirement of customers in different parts of the world to quality and affordable cost. It could mean the effective use of core competence wherever it exists. It would mean the nations have to see differently technology protection from a currency power to a tool of development of all nations. It could mean legal and political process giving the needed protection for intellectual property rights. Should also facilitate cooperation and healthy competition among the nations. The leaders have to think globally and act locally. There has to be global vision of human progress, and the leaders have to work towards that. I was studying a different dimension of knowledge society. How will it be different from the industrial economy? In the knowledge economy, the objective of society changes from fulfilling the basic needs of all-round development to the empowerment. The education system, instead of going by textbook, teaching will be promoted by creative, interactive, self-learning, formal and informal with focus on values, merit and quality. The workers, instead of being skilled or semi-skilled, will be knowledgeable, self-empowered and flexibly skilled. The type of work, instead of being structured and hardware-driven, will be structured and software-driven. Management style will be a delegative rather than being directive. Impact on the environment and ecology will be strikingly less. Will be knowledge driven. The key infrastructure required for this is that of telecom and the related tools of communication, computers and software. Friends, what is needed for realizing the innovation is the nurturing the cultural excellence. What is culture of excellence? Friends, excellence is not by accident. It is a process where an individual or organization or nation continuously strives to better oneself. The performance standards are set by themselves. They work on their dreams with focus and are prepared to take calculated risks, do not get deterred by failures as they move towards their dreams. Then they step up their dreams as they tend to reach the original targets. They strive to work for their potential. In the process, they increase their performance, thereby multiplying further their potential. And this is an unending life cycle phenomenon. That is the culture of excellence. The culture of excellence needs an organization, more youth with creativity who strive to be unique. The CEO and industry leaders assembled here may deliberate the thoughts I have put forth, IT industry graduating towards knowledge system powerhouse and evolve strategies for multi-country participation through world knowledge platform. Friends, in conclusion, I have seen 3 dreams which have taken shape as a vision, mission and realization. One at space program. That is the evolving launch vehicle program. Another is Agni program of defense, that is long-range missile system. Third one, what is called PURA, providing urban amenities, rural area, becoming the national mission. Now PURA is the national mission. Of course, these 3 programs succeeded in the midst of many challenges and problems. I have worked in all these 3 areas. I would like to convey to you that what I have learned on leadership from these 3 programs. Number 1, leader must have a vision. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, he gave us in 1960s. At that time there was no communication satellite in the orbit, and he put us in building the launch vehicle dream and satellite dream. Today we can make any type of launch vehicle, any type of spacecraft. Similarly, in the agriculture sector, 1960s we produced only 50 million tons of food. Today we produce 235 million tons of food. These are two visionaries. One is political, C. Subramaniam, another is Dr. Swaminathan. Leader must have a vision, and also leader must have passion to accomplish the vision. Not only mission, leader must have a passion to accomplish the mission. Leader must be able to travel into unexplored path. Whomever I come across, the great leader, they don't follow any path others have made. Leader must know how to manage success and failure. Easy to manage the success, but when failure comes, how do you manage? For example, I still remember 1979 when I launched my first launch vehicle. It failed. But at that time, when I was the mission director, project director, normally abroad they will fire you from the establishment. But my chief, that is Professor Satish Dhawan, chairman ISRO, he conducted a press conference. He said, we have failed. We have failed first time we launching, but we are going to learn, and I am going to give all support my scientists, technologists and staff, and in a year we'll come to success. In a year we came to success. In 1980 came to success. But there, no, it is not important thing, something else. There, he asked me, so the chairman asked me, you go and conduct the press conference. Do you follow a message? When the failure comes, this is all, you are the leaders. When the failure comes, leaders absorb the failure. When the success comes, the leader gives the success to his team. That's a great message. So friends, the next part, leader must have courage to take decision. Leader must have courage. When you take a decision, and I have experienced hundreds of decisions, some go wrong. But you should be in a position, be courageous to take such a decision. The leadership, the nobility in management. Management, nobility will go together, yes or no? Will go together? Very good. Leader must have the nobility. Every action the leader should be transparent. Last one, very important. Will you repeat if you don't mind? Will you repeat? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. I will work with integrity and succeed with integrity. This is 21st century leaders. The motto should be, this be the motto for 21st century. Then only you will be a great. For success in all the mission, we need creative leaders. So far I was talking. Creative leadership being exercising the vision to change the traditional role from the commander to coach, manager to mentor, from director to delegator, and from one who demands respect to one who facilitates self-respect. Creative leader will have a mission to work with integrity and succeed with integrity. Also, creative leaders are concerned about their social responsibility, and they would like to give more to the society than what they have drawn. With these words, I inaugurate the Bangalore IT.biz 2011. My best wishes to the members present here for success in their mission for promoting innovation and the enterprise for the development of the IT industry in the nation. May God bless you all, friends.